Tonight I'd like to have a slightly different conversation with you, if that's okay. I'd like to actually just do one thing over the next 5 to 6 minutes or until the buzzer goes off or someone yanks me off, which is to simply give you one definition of one term. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
And it's a term that you may have heard of, but today I'd like you to really, really expand on the understanding. And perhaps one of the easiest way to expand on the understanding is, would you be willing to try on the definition in your life to see if it fits? So the term is very simple. The term is social entrepreneur. Has anyone ever heard of that expression before, social entrepreneur?
Yeah.
You may have heard a wide range of things of what it means to be a social entrepreneur. So is that okay if today we deep dive just a little bit? Right, just a little bit. Let's have another look at what it means to be a social entrepreneur. First, let's examine the words themselves. Social being involving others. Why would we involve others in any activity? Perhaps the reason why we organize with others is because when we organize well with others, what we actually produce is the greatest probability of survivability. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I could be by myself, I'm just fending for myself. But by golly, if we could organize, dude, I need you to pick some fruit for me. You're a lot taller than me. You're also a doctor. You'd be really handy in my community. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? So part of the social aspect of it itself actually has to do with creating the greatest probability of survivability. So let me just ask you right now, are there businesses in the world today that are actually hurting our greatest probability of survivability?
Yes.
Right? There are just a few. Just a few companies that are perhaps not doing the best for us. So now let's examine the word entrepreneur. Because there's a couple of dictionary definitions, right? One dictionary definition is that one who promotes things. Okay, fine. Another is that one who actually takes greater risk than normal to create some other type of result. So I'd like to just expand on that and give you another definition of it. An entrepreneur is someone who solves problems for a profit. Is that easy enough? Okay, they solve problems for a profit. And a social entrepreneur is someone who makes a profit with a purpose. So think about that for a second. To make a profit with a purpose. Because aren't there many, many, many ways for you to make money?
Yes.
Like, couldn't you sell heroin to little children and make money? Aren't there people who do that?
Yeah.
So, but aren't there people who make money for no reason other than just to make money? To what end? For what purpose? For what reason? To do what? Take care of your own survivability? Is that hard to do? Is it that hard to make a couple $100,000? Come on. It's really like, if you think about it, so what? If you're going to create a purpose in your business, in your life, why does that automatically mean you have to own your own business? Most of the best social entrepreneurs I know partner up with others because there's this whole social part of it. Anyone listening? But what I find is that very, very often those that don't understand the term think of a someday phenomenon. Someday when I become uber wealthy and I've finally made it, then I will do something good in the world. And I call bullshit. Because if you're a social entrepreneur, it shows up in all aspects of your life. It shows up in actually the daily activities that you take on and how you engage the planet, how you engage your fellow citizens, your communities, how you engage the problems, and what problems you address to begin with. And then it shows up in what you do with your money. Are you just spending your money on material goods, which there's nothing wrong with. I live in the fucking design district, okay? We have nice shit in the design district. But again, so what? What are you doing with your money? What are you doing with all that you earn, all that you invest in, all your higher and higher returns? So what? Could you possibly provide value to the world, to yourself, to your family, to your community in some capacity greater than you've examined before? So this definition of being a social entrepreneur, if you really, really think about it, in your life, do you want to be a contributing member to a group that actually expands the survivability of us as a species, as an animal kingdom, as a planet? Like, does that interest you? And then if you think about your willingness to actually solve problems for a profit, to examine life in more than just, these are the skills that I was born with, or this is what I went to get an education for, but rather not just because that's the job that's available, or that's the business that's available, but rather to examine, What problems in the world are you actually interested in solving? Is that something worth for you to look just a little bit more at? Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe never. But simply consider this a definition and an invitation for you to examine. My name is Mo Hassan. Thank you very much.
Great job, Mo.